And now we turn to Iowa's bumblebee populations. According to U.S. data, bees are the fastest growing livestock in the country, and numbers are also rising across Iowa. But there's a catch here. Some of Iowa's native bee populations are dwindling, and 4 of them are considered endangered. The DNR hopes local data will help them better inform conservation practices so native bees can thrive just as well as honeybees. Joining us now to talk about this is Iowa DNR wildlife diversity biologist Stephanie Shepard. Stephanie, thank you so much for being back with us. I know that severe weather headed our way just went through you guys, so I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, especially to talk about bumblebees.
No kidding. Well, let's start with Iowa's bumblebees. How many species are in the state?
So I know a lot of people are probably confused about, what bumblebee means, but it is actually a group of species within bees, and we have about at least 14 species in the state. One of which is federally endangered, the rusty patch bumblebee.
Hmm. So talk about how essential bumblebees are to the health of our environment, particularly here in the Iowa, Illinois area.
Well, bees generally are considered to be the best pollinators of all of our plants, and most of our plants in the world require some kind of pollination by an animal, and bees do a lot of that work. And um, bumblebees in Iowa specifically, for anybody who does, for example, grows tomatoes in their backyard, bumblebees are really essential because they're kind of big and strong, and they do this thing called buzz pollination for flowers that don't let go of their pollen really well. They grab the flower and shake it. And that's the only way that those flowers will release pollen, and, allow the flowers to be pollinated. So if you're a tomato grower, you're going to be especially thankful for bumblebees.
Well, first of all, I love my tomatoes. And second of all, that is now my favorite mental image of a bumblebee ever, to
Yeah.
picture them like strong arming a flower. But
Yep.
let's turn to the Bumblebee Atlas Project. Why don't you talk about what this project is and how volunteers are helping with conservation efforts across the country?
Yeah, this is really, really exciting, and we are so happy to have Iowa joining it. It is a concept that was produced by an organization called the Xerces Society. That's Xerces, if anybody's interested in looking it up, because they've got a lot of good information resources. And we're going to be the 20th state, or one of 20 states to be collecting data on bumblebees. Last year, they collected data on, had almost 20,000 records of bumblebees that they collected across the country, which is just an immense, benefit for us learning more about bumblebees and how they interact with the environment, their conservation, and their distribution. So we're really excited to have this opportunity. Plus, bumblebees are just so much fun. So we're really excited to give the opportunity for people to get trained on them and go out and actually collect data and interact with bumblebees, in their backyard or in their area.
Well, speaking of backyards, even if someone doesn't volunteer with this project, before I let you go, Stephanie, what are ways that we can all help with our local bumblebee populations?
Yeah, the great thing about insects is that it really doesn't take a lot that everybody can contribute to their conservation. And the simple answer is just to add habitat. Bees need pollen and nectar to be healthy. So making sure that you're planting particularly native Iowa plant species in your garden, and really increasing the amount of flowers you have that are available for bees is one of the most crucial things, particularly early in the season. So right now, this is when bumblebee queens are coming out. So providing them nectar, now is really important.
Stephanie, thank you so much for your time today and good luck with that severe weather.
Yeah, thank you very much. You too.